Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome back. So right now in this class we are going to be adding CSS to our HTML structure for the hero section. We've written our HTML code. Yeah, as you can see, we have our hero section div class. Inside the hero we have hero banner, the house or our H1, which is our heading, and our link, which is our button. So we have this right now. So and then here is what the whole things we want to achieve. So let's start working on that and achieve that. All right, so I've linked our CSS with index.html. Here's the link style sheets dot css slash styles.css. All right, and then I believe we all know how to do that. And then if not, in our live class, any question you don't understand, make sure you ask. All right, so let's start working with it. Now we know that we have to select what we are working with in our CSS. So we are going to select the default hero section, div class hero section. All right, and start working with it. Okay, we have dots. Okay, as you can see, I comment it. I have comment hero. So this comment is telling me that any code under here is for the hero section. This comment under here is talking about any code on here is for the about section and so on and so forth. As you can see, I try my best as much as possible to write a very clean code and something understandable. These are the tips that you must have as a developer to be able to write a clean code, efficient and clean code. Alright, let's get started. So all the codes under here are for the hero section, and then the code above under the navbar will be for the navbar section, so that if a new developer or somebody else is going through your code, they will be able to understand easily and figure out things easily. Alright, so we have dot hero. I'm selecting the div for the hero section. Alright, so we can add a background color. I just want to do that now, background color, and then we are doing primary one, and then we know that primary one means what? Purple. Alright, save it and let's see how it appears. Wow, as you can see, we've added purple, and then this is how it appears. And did you see one thing? This hero section is not occupying the whole everything. It's not occupying the whole space. We want it to take what? To take 100% shape of the viewport, both on the mobile and on what? And on desktop. Let's switch it to desktop. As you can see, even on desktop, it does not even occupy the whole screen. And that is not how this one looks like. This is not how this one looks like. This one actually occupies everywhere. So that is what we are going to do now. We are going to make sure that our hero section take 100% of the words of the screen. So how do you do that? There's something we call the main height. That is, the minimum height is what? 100% viewport, VH means 100% the view of the screen. Alright, let's save that now, and then we'll see that it has changed. Now we have it has occupied the whole screen. Alright, I hope you understand how I got this, how I did this. And if there's any question you don't understand, as I've said before, we are going to talk about it even more in our live class. Alright, okay, I believe we're on the same page. So we just added what? Our minimum height. We want it to be 100% of the viewport. That's why we had 100 VH, view height. That is view height. So the next thing we want to do is that we want to place all these our text at the center. We want our text to be where? At the center, just like the finish project. Everything is at the center, and then we want to achieve the same thing. We want everything to be at the center, and then we can use the concept of what we call flexbox. Display flex. All right, display flex is the property we will use, but we are not using by the time we write display flex, what we are going to do is that justify contents to be what? Center. Align items to be what? Align items to be also center. This code will push everything to the center. As you can see, justify content, align item, push everything to the center. And you can see the way it looks on the mobile view, and then this is how it will look on what, on bigger screen, bigger screen, bigger screen, bigger screen. All right, any question pertaining to that? Any question pertaining to that? I believe we don't have any question right now, so let's proceed to our work now. In our finished work, we can see some things. And what are those things? You see that the focus is on her, is white, and then we have another her that is capital letter and has color purple. Alright, these are the things we want to achieve right now. So let's go back to our index of HTML. So here in our index of HTML, we see R. So we are going to wrap this R in a what? In a span. We've done something like this before, so it's not new. Wrap it in a what? In a span, our R, and then we are going to give the span properties that is going to appear. Right now, let's call the span in our CSS and give the property that we want it to have. Then we have span. We want to have it the color. What's the color? Primary color. Give the span primary color. Let's see if it has reflected. Wow, we've given it, and that is why you cannot see it again. We see that we are not seeing it. Why? Because the background is also purple. We also give it purple, and background is purple. So let's change the background. Alright, we can even change the background. We can give it a different background. Alright, so let's change the background. Let's even add the picture to the background, because the picture here, this picture we are seeing is at the background. As you can see, the focus is on top of the picture, and our button is also on what? On top of the picture, which means our picture is actually what? A background in the hero section. A background in the hero section. So that is what we are going to do right now. Let's give let's give the background to our hero section, and that if you are giving background, we call URL. We don't use image. We use URL, and then inside the URL we open a double column, and then we use // our images, and then we will select the image for the background, and save it, and let's see how it looks. Refresh, and let's see how it looks. We are refreshing right now. Let's see how it looks. Wow, why is it not loading? What is happening right now? Now we've added a background. I don't know why it is not working. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, now I don't know. All right, now whenever we are setting a background image, there are a lot of things we have to consider when working with background. Let's remove our color, background color, and then let's focus on that picture alone, and make sure that it works. Let's make sure that it works. Now the focus is on her. Now we don't really have background right now. We don't have background. We've removed the background, I believe. We've removed the background. Alright. So, and then we are working with color. We are working with our image. Wow, we've already added an image. Now as you can see, this image is repeating itself. The images are repeating themselves. And then they don't appear the way we really want them to. So in our live class, remind me now, discuss more intensively about background, how we can add background, and then some properties that work with background. Alright, let me send. Now this is our background picture. This one I just added now is our background picture, but it's not really appearing well. As you can see, it's not really appearing well. So we have to add some background properties to it, so that it can appear. The first one is that we want the background to be to be at the center. So we have center. Center is a property of background, so it will push the, yeah, it has pushed it to the background, to the center. Yeah, as you can see, that center property has actually put it towards to the center. Not only that, we also want to add another property, which is what we want the background to be, what, to be a cover. It should cover everywhere. Cover. It's also a background property. In our live class, we talk about them. Save it and check it again. Now, as you can see, now it's now a cover. Now we can see it very well. We can see it very well. We can see it very well. Another thing is that we don't want the background to repeat itself. Although it's not repeating itself, but we still want to add it. There are no repeats. We don't want it to repeat itself. Add it. We don't want it to repeat itself. Alright, so it's not repeating itself. It's not repeating itself. Not only that, we still want to add some things, which is we want the background to be fixed. What do that fix means? It means that whenever we are scrolling down, we don't want the background to what? To scroll. Save it. So I've make it fixed. So the background is now fixed. Let me show you the property in our finished project. Now you see in this project, as I will be scrolling down, the background will not move. Every other thing will just be overlapping on top of the background. You see, the content of the background is going, but the background picture is it moving? We can see the background picture that is not moving. Only the things on top of it that are moving, that is fixed. That is work of what? Fixed. That is work of fixed. So we fixed the background picture right there. Now these are background properties. We are going to talk about them extensively in our live class. Alright. So we've done that. The focus is on her, and then we've done this. Alright. So let's continue. Let's keep building. Alright. For this our span, we all know that this small r is our span. So let's continue styling our span. We have to be in text decoration. We want what? Is it text decoration? We want to give it what? Uppercase. Text transform. Yeah, that is text transform properties. Text transform property. Text transform. Uppercase. We want to make it capital letter. The focus is the R. We want to make it what? Capital letter. It's already capital letter, right? I hope we are following. Alright. Now the next thing that the focus is on her in our finished project is what? Is white color. Is white in color. And then the first letter is what? Is capitalized, and then we see the way it appears. So we want to achieve the same thing even with our work. But before then, we know that the whole of this content, the whole of this is what we call what? Our banner, hero banner. The whole of it is this banner. Inside this banner, that is where the focus is on now, which is H1, and our button is. So we want to move that banner to the center. Okay, we want to move that banner to the center. Let's move the banner to the center so that every of our content can be in the center. Alright, then how do we get to the banner? We have to touch the first model they have, which is hero. Then after the hero, then we now have what? Hero banner. Yeah, we have hero banner. That is the name of the elements that house them. Hero banner. Alright, the first thing we want to do with hero banner is that we want it to be at the center, right? We want it to be at the center. So let's set hero banner to center. We have test align, the test align to be what? Center. Alright. So as you can see, it has moved to the center. Test align center. Now in bigger screen too, you can see the focus is on her, is now what? In the center. Also, we are trying to achieve this final product. We are trying to achieve that. Alright, we've moved it to the center. So let's continue. We are trying to achieve what we want. Let's continue. Alright, hope we are enjoying this class. I believe we are all enjoying this class. Alright, so we've moved it to the center, and then not only that, we want to give it color. We want to give the hero banner text color. Then we call it, our color is what? Our color should be what? White. We all have white. We have our white. Then we should have it. So we can see that all the text is now what? White, except our span, because we've specially given this span its own color. We've override the white. So we have white. Alright. So we now have the focus is on her. We have the focus is on her. We have that. I don't know what is the next thing also. What is the next thing? Now we want to give it padding. We've talked about padding. Padding is space between the elements, so we have to give it padding. Padding of 0, top and bottom 0, and then 4 rem left and right. That will give it the padding. It will reflect, as you can see, there's now space. We're giving it padding. The focus is on that padding. Bring the some other text downward. You can see. Do we also have that in our finished work? You can see in our finished work we have the focus is on her. Alright. In the bigger screen, we have the focus is on her on the same straight line. Alright. Okay, so let's continue with our work. I hope we understand what we are doing. I hope. Now I want to give it a font family so that we can have the same font with our work. We have font family of words. We want to give it sans serif. But before then, let's give it padding top. Let's give it a padding top to be 5 rem. Give it padding top 5 rem, so it has pushed it downward a little so that we can see the face of the background. Yeah, that padding top has pushed our content downward a little, as you can see even in our final project. So give it padding top, push it down a little, alright, to the center. Alright, as you can see, as we are building for mobile, we're also checking it how it looks on our bigger screen. Alright, after that we are going to give it a font family so that it can have the same font family with our final project. Font family sans serif, and then save it. Then our font has changed to what? Sans serif. It has changed to sans serif. Alright, we've achieved that. It has changed to sans serif. Alright, that is that about hero banner. Now the next thing we have to do is hero btn. As you can see that the button, if I hover over the button, you can see that I cannot see anything again. And these are our default property. Now I want to set the property for hero button alone. Let's set the property for hero button alone. And then let's call we are setting a new property for hero button, hero btn. Let's call it hero dash btn. Okay, now let's give it property, this hero btn. So let's call it here hero dash btn. What do you want it to have? For our hero btn, we want it to have background of purple, background primary color purple. Save it. So right now, if you hover over it, it does not even reflect. Array. So we have background purple. After that, we want our hero btn color to be what? To be white. Color to be what? To be white. So we have a white color. So we have it to be white. Okay, let me scroll down so that we can see very well. I just scroll down so that we can see very well. So also we want to give it what? I want to give it text transform uppercase, text transform uppercase, text transform uppercase. Lemon is already uppercase already. Text transform uppercase. For the Euro BTN, text transform uppercase. Text transform uppercase. After that, we also want to give it a border. Want to give it what a border. We all know border right now. The solid lines around an element, that is border. So we want to give it border solid. We want it to be solid so that we can see the transparent. We want to give it 3 pieces. We've talked about it. We've done this in class. Solid, and then we want to have what purple color for our button. Purple. Alright, let's save it and see it. We'll see it in our work. So as you can see, the border is already around it. We can see the border is already around it. We are trying to achieve the same thing we have here. The same thing we have here. That is what we are trying to achieve. Same thing we have here. And then I think we achieved that. We've already achieved that. If I'm right. Now let's continue. After that, we would love to give it what? We need to give it padding of. I want to give it padding again. If you know what padding is, or the space between padding, we want to give it, or maybe let's give it what? 10 pieces. And then we are going to have this. You see that it's now bigger. The space around lemon is now what? It's now bigger. You can see. Alright, as I hover over it, you can see that it's transparent. Alright. I hope you understand. Now, one more thing before we leave this section is that we can see that our picture is appearing very light, so bright. Why in our finished project is like it is dim, right? It is dim. The reason why it's like this is because we had a gradient. We had a gradient on this on our background image. Alright, we'll continue from here in our next class. My battery is low. Thank you very much for joining us in this class. I hope you learned something. Thank you. See you in the next class.